So my full name is Galibul Islam. So tell me your full name.
My full name is Mosammed Papia Sultana, but you can call me by my middle name, Papia.
Okay, Papia, it's very nice to meet you. So, Papia, tell me a little bit about your place. I'd like to know about your place.
Actually, I'm living here in Manikganj, and it's a tiny city, and also it's an undeveloped city because it's near the city, capital city, Dhaka.
Do you enjoy living there?
Yeah, actually, I'm living in the city side where is a lot of greenery. I like the greenery. Actually, I don't like the main city and its crowdedness. So I like the city side, and I enjoy to live in this area.
Would you like to tell me the advantages and disadvantages living in your place?
Yeah, by living there, I possess a lot of advantage. That is, first, I like the fresh air, and in your sorry, in the city, the air is always polluted. So being there, I always enjoy the freshness, and there I have a lot of places for my charming purpose. And which one is garden. I have to a lot of place to do something there.
So, do you have a plan to move from there?
Still now, I have not any plan to move there, but after my finishing some issues, actually, for my daughter's higher education, maybe I have to move myself.
Okay, this is the first part of our speaking test.
Yes.
Now I'm going to ask you a few questions about that.
Yes.
What kind of people do you like to have as friends?
Actually, by profession, I'm a teacher. So, being a working person, I haven't more best friends or friends, but still now my colleagues are my best friends. So I meet them every day, and I always share my happiness with them.
Do you like face-to-face conversation with people?
Yes, I like. I do. I like face-to-face conversation, and I like to meet them who has a big heart and with a big smile. And actually, face-to-face conversation helps to realize me. It helps to see me, to watch the reaction of my speech. So it's very crucial.
How often do you meet your friends?
Actually, when I have a spare time, I would like to meet my friends, but I haven't more time to do this.
How often do you take a break?
In a daily part of my days, I take a break in 1 p.m. Actually, it is a lunch break of my job, and in this time, me and also my colleagues have some food or snacks to get some energy.
Okay, so we have done with the part one. Now we're going to go
Yes.
to part two, which is the second part of our speaking test, as you
Okay.
know. So here is your cue card, and you can take a note if you'd like. You'll be given a minute to take your note.
Okay. Describe something you would like to learn. You should say what is it. How do you come to know about it? What will you do by learning it?
Okay, now tell me or describe.
Actually, when I was a child, I saw a man who is doing his nursery business before I thought about it. And by seeing him, it is still now my cherished desire from my childhood. That is nursery business. I like the greenery. I said you again. I like the greenery. I like the plants, and I like to live with the trees, green area. So I want to learn about nursery business, and by showing that man, still now by showing some videos in the internet or some blogs, everything makes me very impressive to do something about the nursery. So I want to learn about nursery business, and we know in this time the world is very crucial about the globalization. We need trees more and more because when we earn money, it helps to living our better living. But the air, the freshness, the fresh air or oxygen, it will helps to leave us. So we have to know about our wanting, that is tree planting. So I want to do something. It is not only my plan, it is always very
Okay,
helpful.
so now we're going to move into the part three.
Yes.
Basically, learning, language learning is very difficult.
Yes.
A lot of people don't like to learn language. They're kind of like the point. It's really a hard work. So they don't want to do that. So do you really think language learning is real hard work?
In our country, Bangladesh, if you want to say language learning and the language is English, it is very difficult to them because they are not aware about the system. Actually, they are very shy and scared about to learning. But if we can encourage them, if we can ensure them, that is, if you learn English, you can do something more better in your life, and you can do earn more and more.
At which age should people learn language?
Actually, in my opinion, I think if you want to learn English, so you can do in your any age. Just you need a step, you need inspiration, you need to go from someone who can teach you.
Okay. Do you think language learning is important to younger people than the older people?
Yes, language learning is very important to relate another person. Suppose if you go any overseas, so there is your unknown language. So you, if you know the English, so and the overseas person, their language is English. So we know English is our international language. So we can relate there, and we have to face many more problems without English. Now, like when you want to eat something, when you want to go somewhere, you have to use the language. So for the youngest people, I think they should.
They say language learning is boring and time consuming. Do you think so?
No, not. It's not boring, but it also funniest and interesting language, in my opinion.
Okay, Babia, thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you.
the end of the test.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. It was a nice performance and I really appreciated performance. But if you want to improve from there, what you are supposed to do, right? So you really need to go deeper. I always talked about language learning. Language learning is really a hard work, a real hard work. When it comes to language learning, people do a lot of things with understanding and without understanding. But if you dig deeper, you want to know a lot more about language learning. I definitely would apply three rules in here. Actually, those are first of all, understanding the content that you want to learn, understanding it. You should have a whole understanding of the content that you are studying, and then the next thing you want to do is a muscle memory training. Muscle memory training. For example, if I say, "Hey, how are you?" and you will understand that it's a greeting, and then you will understand that part. You have to mimic me, like try to say like me, "Hey, how are you doing?" This is called muscle training. Muscle means like all lips, upper lips, lower lips, tongue, and everything. So which are involved with producing the sound, I'd say. So
Like the
you have to train
pronunciation.
yourself. Yeah,
Pronunciation.
pronunciation. So you have to understand the content. Then for pronunciation, you have to do the muscle memory training. The way the speaker is saying, you have to try that. You have to try to make the sound. You have to produce the same sound.
Okay.
And third of all, what you're supposed to do is to repeat. Repeat 300 times. According to language expert, they call it 300 times. So understanding, muscle memory training, and repeating it over and over again. That's what you're supposed to do to take your English to the next level and implement it in the fullest. And how you're going to do that? You should at least you should have a guidance from a very good mentor.
Yes.
And they'll be telling you, well, you are done with the understanding, you're done with muscle memory training, you're done with repetition, so if you really do all of them, I think you will see a massive improvement. Or maybe people are really not patient when it comes to language learning. They lose their patience, they lose their patience for that. If you have to be very patient in the first place, because you should know how long it takes to be a good learner, be a good speaker. If you want to speak, if you want to gain fluently from the scratch, I'd say it will take more than 100 hours. 100 hours of listening, 100 hours of self-study. This is self-study, right? I'm talking about. And the next thing is, if you want to go with like intermediate level speaker, then I think it's gonna surpass 500 hours. So 500 hours is not a short amount of time, and and if you want to be a proficient learner, then I think it will take more than thousands hours. So it really a very long and consistent procedure by which you implement, and you'll be able to speak English very well. So these all are the things. Okay.